Hey guys, what's going on? It's Tafty from Tafty's Home for Wayward Guitars. This is probably my last build video for this guitar. I do have another video of when I finished the neck. I wasn't able to put that up yet, but I'll get to that. It was kind of an interesting combination of boiled linseed oil, mineral spirits, and Japan dryer to finish the neck, give it an oil finish. Came out really nice. I will get that video up. I'm also probably going to be doing a demo video, sound demo video. It won't be me playing it. I'm going to find someone who's, what's the word? Good. And I mean, I'm going to play it after I get it put together. Don't get me wrong. But I'd really like to get somebody who, yeah, I'd like to get someone who knows what they're doing. It's the reason we become luthiers. So basically, over the next few days, I'm going to be filming this. It's going to be hardware, electronics. Like I said before, I'm not doing anything super spectacular with that. But basically, it's taking it from the state it's in now to, ready to be played. So join me in what's going to be the last video, and, well, except for the videos that come after this. Yeah. Anyway, join me for the last build video for this guitar, and we're going to be playing it when I'm done. All right, come on back. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is lay out these controls. I've already decided I'm going with volume, switch, tone. Like I said before, what I like to do is wait until the guitar's together and then kind of just kind of get a feel of where those controls should be. They should be within, the path of your strumming hand. Yeah, so controls are going to be first. I'm also going to, once I get those laid out, I'm going to paint the cavities. All right, so I've got my controls laid out. I wanted the, like I said, volume, tone, switch. Volume and tone are in line. The switch is a little bit further down towards the bottom of the guitar. I figured I would film this particular part because I think it's kind of important. This guitar is already finished, and a lot of us have to drill into different parts of different guitars that are already finished. And of course, the main concern is blowout. Well, there's a couple different ways that you can avoid that. Or at least, there's probably more than a couple, but there's a couple I use. One is to take a piece of wood, clamp it to the top of the guitar. Then drill from the back side. And as long as it's clamped plenty tight, it will pass through the top of the guitar and into the next piece of wood without blowing apart the top of the guitar. The other way that you can do it is to start from the top and put the drill bit in reverse. Start very slowly, and once you get down to a certain depth, you can go ahead and flip the bit and, well, flip the drill onto forward. I'll show you both of those. Let's do the backwards approach first, since we're looking at the top of the guitar. There. Now I've got about 1/8. I'm going to go ahead and flip the drill into forward and finish out my hole. Now it might blow out the back a little bit, but that's not really a huge concern, is it? I mean, I could flip the guitar over, do the same thing I just did. Let's do that. And by the way, I have a pilot hole drilled through here. That's how I know top and bottom where I am. flip it back over and we'll finish up our hole. And I know there's a lot of steps to this, but this is really important. We don't want to go making a mess out of the guitar we just finished. There it is. So I'm using these Bournes pots. I like Bournes more than CTS because they have less drag on the knob. It's a personal preference thing. I don't know if one is better than the other. Most people say Bournes and CTS are pretty equal. That'll do it. So now what we'll do is get a piece of scrap wood and we'll clamp it to the top of the guitar. This is a little hard when you're doing control cavities because you don't have a lot of real estate here to clamp it. All right. Now we're gonna flip this over. And we're just going to go ahead with the drill on forward into our scrap piece of wood. I'm definitely into the scrap. So magically, you can see that both of these came out pretty clean. So like I said, either way will work. Running the drill bit in reverse or clamping a scrap piece of wood on there. All right, I'm going to get the rest of this drilled out and trying to decide whether or not I need to make my control cavity a little deeper. I think I could actually take another 1/8 of an inch out of the inside of the cavity and eliminate some issues that I might run into. All right, well, granted I only had a couple hours today, but I was able to get a lot done. I was able to get pickups mounted, bridge mounted, got my controls laid out. Those are all set. I had to router the control cavity just a little bit deeper. I didn't know the thickness between the top of the cavity and the top of the guitar. Now I do. It's all set. Everything's good. I got the jack mounted. That's just a little bit recessed because these barrel jacks, if you put them on a curve, they kind of stick out on the ends with a little bit of gap on either side. That's no good. So I just drilled it flush and mounted it that way. Looks great. I also, so the other thing that I've done that you guys probably haven't seen is all of the hardware, the pickups. I bought the pickups, and I'll get into that more tomorrow. They have raw covers on them. There's no finish. And in an effort to get everything to match, I stripped the finish off the bridge, and I bought knobs that are relict, more or less, and kind of stripped off whatever they had going on those. So they all kind of have like that brushed steel look. Got all the shielding paint done, got that dried, direct mounted my pickups. I had to drill out the ears and screw them down. Tomorrow's day 2. Tomorrow is electronics. I'll get more into where the pickups came from, and that's about it for today. Catch you in the morning. All right, guys, it's day 2. So It's not morning. I said it would be morning. It's not. It's much later. But here I am. We're ready. So electronics. Typically what I do is I try to do as much of the work outside of the guitar as I possibly can, instead of trying to juggle a bunch of wire and soldering iron and everything else inside the control cavity. So I have this great big sheet of, I believe it's masonite over there. I cut off a piece. Basically what I'll do is, make sure you can see this. Hold it down over the top of the guitar. Use a marker, mark it from underneath, through the holes. Here, why don't I show you? Sometimes that's easier. So there's my volume, there's my tone, there's my switch. I might even mark it. Volume, tone, switch. It's a V. That's all. That's all you need. And then, boom, there it is. I'll go over, I'll drill these out, and there it is. I can do most of my wiring, get it all put together without ever stuffing the soldering iron into the control cavity. All right, so before I let myself get any further, I'll kind of show you what I was talking about. So I cut this piece of masonite. I traced the holes that I had poked through my control cavity to be, well, kind of that way, and labeled them, volume, tone, switch. And I even, is the first thing you guys do solder on your capacitor? I don't know why. It's immediately the first thing I do. It's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah. So all my work is done outside the guitar until I absolutely have to put it in the guitar and start soldering inside. Just wanted to show you what was going on. Well, I wired the controls. I wasn't able to film too much of it. For some reason my iPad is not cooperating, and the battery is dying. Anyway, you can kind of see what's going on there. Simple wiring diagram. I got it off the internet. I'm ready to put this in the guitar and start wiring the humbuckers to it. So I guess I'll charge my camera, and then when I'm done with that, I'll let you guys see it. All right, we're back. Sorry for the choppy video. I know I'm not showing everything that I should be showing, but well, between my battery issue with the iPad and it's me just trying to get stuff done, it's not really working out. I only have one assistant in the shop today. You guys to meet, this is Wilson. If you're wondering why his name is Wilson, it's a lot like, the character in the Tom Hanks movie. I talk to him a lot. It's a one-way conversation. Oh, Wilson, I'm sorry. All right. So I've gotten the electronics done. I've tested them. They are at least hooked up correctly. I'll say that. I haven't, there's no strings yet, so I can't really test. I've got my, everything's good. The bridge is on, and I checked to make sure that everything is centered correct and everything is dead on. Hey, let me show you something cool. Sorry I keep running off screen like this. This is, to me, the most important tool in my shop. So this is a jig that, where I got it from escapes me right now, but I'll have time to figure that out and put it in a link below. So basically, you've got these clamps here and here that go on the neck. Well, I'll show you. So the end of this is designed to butt right up against the nut. We won't do that now because the guitar's in the vise. These are adjustable, so you can go ahead and snug them to the sides of the neck. And what that does is give you a perfect center line down the neck. Now we're always struggling. I see a lot of people put the 2 E strings on, and they'll use that to kind of center their bridge. This eliminates that. It has a center line on it. I can not only use it to mount my bridge, but I use this for neck resets. I use this for anytime I'm dropping a new neck or a bridge onto a guitar, both electric and acoustic. It also has this stop here. I know it's probably hard to come across on camera, but it's machined to stay perfectly perpendicular on the jig and has an elastic on it so it stays in place. And basically you set your scale length. Like I said, this is made to butt up against the nut. Once you hopefully have everything marked out, and you just put your bridge on and you use this little helper here to set it. And I'll tell you, it gets it perfect every time. So yeah, I'll put a link somewhere where you can find this. Luthier Supplies. I don't want to say, I don't quite remember. It was suggested to me by the guys up at Vermont Guitar Hospital. So it's awesome. I use this all the time. Indispensable. All right, we're down to the wire. I have to make a nut and string it. You know what comes after that? A little bit of a test drive. All right, let's do it then. So here's the thing about making a nut. There are 1,000 videos on the internet about doing that. So I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'm not going to document it. If you'd like me to do that in a future video, show you how I cut a nut, shape it to size, lay the strings out, no big mystery. I just use the Stumac rule like everybody else does. And, I'll make a video of that and go ahead and post that in the future if you'd like to see it. I do want to post a lot more repair videos coming up after this craziness is done. Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and make the nut, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, hey everyone, here we are at day 3, completion day. Isn't that exciting? All right, what I want to talk to you about before we get going on just a few things that are left here is I want to talk to you about electronics. So I wasn't able to film putting the electronics together. It's not that big a deal. It's stuff you've probably seen before. First of all, let's start with the pickups, because these are really something. So what we have here are a pair of custom-made, custom-wound pickups by a gentleman who calls himself Buddha. So his reverb shop is pretty easy to find. Just search him out, Buddha Pickups. He will make anything you need, anything you ask him, even if that happens to be humbuckers with wide range covers, let's say, for instance. But he's really easy to work with, seriously. Go find him on Reverb. Super easy. His stuff is amazing. This is probably the 6th pair of pickups that I've installed in a guitar, not just my own, but other customers' guitars too. He will do any kind of winding, any kind of power, any kind of pickup, anything from a single coil to a humbucker to. I believe he even has his own magnetron. I think he calls it the Buddhatron. You can customize the output. You can customize the magnets. The windings, the type of wire he uses for windings, 2-conductor, 4-conductor, everything that you could possibly need. So, Buddha pickups, that's what these are. Then, as far as controls go, pretty simple. Master volume, master tone, and a 3-way switch. The pots that I used are Bournes. Again, I mean, I'm not getting paid for any of that. I'm just letting you know what I use, I guess. It's really personal preference. So, that's what those are. Orange drop capacitor. No kind of tone bleed circuit or anything like that. I'm not a huge fan of those. I've tried them. I've put them in other people's guitars. I personally don't enjoy them for my own. So, also put a barrel jack in there. Why a barrel jack? Well, that's an easy one. So, because of the carve on the top, this control cavity is actually a strong quarter, maybe a little more, shallow than a regular control cavity. So I ended up with a barrel jack because it was easy to fit in, and it's a nice clean look. I actually recessed it just a bit, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's also string through, as you saw. So yeah, there's no difference in height between this and a typical Fender Strat hardtail. It's supposed to be able to replace that. They do not come in a satin finish. I did that with some Scotch-Brite and some satin poly. Buddha did make my pickups with raw covers though, so we kind of got that same look in the bridge and also in the knobs. These are just relict. I think I got them from Stu Mac. And then I also Scotch-Brighted the parts to the three-way switch so that it wouldn't be so bright chrome either. All right, I think that catches everybody up on the last couple of days. I've got the nut to finish. I've got a control plate. I've got a control cavity cover to finish, and a real setup to do. And then we're gonna play it. All right, so after some major deliberation with Wilson, I think we've decided on using this Purple Heart that I've had kicking around here for quite some time. Just couldn't really ever figure out what to do with it. Now, it's got a bit of a whoopsie in it. I'm hoping that isn't going to be a problem. Also, at some point, I had carved wood burned the Helm of R into it. Is that something I should keep on there? It certainly would be fitting going into battle. The Helm of R on there to terrorize your enemies. I've actually done that on what is probably the nicest chunk of this Purple Heart, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use it. If I don't like it, I can always make another one. Black and purple look great though, right? My first instinct was to make it out of some figured maple, but I don't have the ability to resaw here, so everything I have is too thick. Purple Hat it is. All right, I've got my my cavity cover scrawled out on there, so we're gonna go cut this out on the bandsaw, and then we'll trim it up on the rotor table. And like I said, it's got a bit of a cup to it. That worries me, but I don't know if it's going to be a huge problem. How can it be when my Viking ancestors are looking after me? All right, time to put the template on it and run it through the router. So yeah, like I was saying before, Potfin Guitar up in Canada sells these templates, and yeah, there it is. Now I just have to get it off of the template. I used double stick tape this time. I should know better. Well, you don't have to watch me struggle. All right. Well, there it is. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's finished. I don't know how much of the control cavity cover I was able to film. Apparently, I need a new iPad. Battery dies in, well, probably just 30 minutes or so. So there it is. Holy crap. The only thing left to do is play it, and I'm about to do that in a second. But before I do, I want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. It's been fun. It's not over. We've got more builds to do. I also have tons of repair videos that I think I'm just about ready to start putting up. Let me know if you guys want to see stuff like that. I get a lot of guitars through the shop, during the week. So if you guys want to see repair stuff, restored stuff, I'll do it. I'll do it. So, yes, thank you so much, you guys. This has been unbelievable. Click like, click subscribe. I promise you won't be disappointed. Yeah, one more thing. I'm not that good, so, keep that in mind. There is going to be a playing demo coming. I'm going to be filming it sometime this week. That'll be a lot of fun. I've got a guy coming in. He's going to put it through its paces. He's really going to let us know how this thing does. All right. Thank you, guys. It's been awesome. First of all, let's check this thing out, shall we? All right, let's play it.